Hi everyone, welcome back to Linger Longer with Books. My name's Catherine, and in this week's video I'm going to be chatting through some cosy festive fiction. So today's video is going to concentrate on adult festive fiction, because I went through my festive bookshelf just then and I do have some children's stories in there, but I just thought it would be easier to kind of chunk up what I've kind of got before me to share with you in 4 different subcategories. So first up is kind of magical fantasy festive fiction. The next is classic and traditional festive fiction. The next chunk I decided in my brain was going to be crime and murder. And then the 4th one is going to be Christmas anthologies. So with that said, let's take a look. I think in honour of tradition, we should start with the traditional anthologies first. These anthologies, I have 4 of them here. Hopefully you can see them kind of okay. I will show them separately. But I think Christmas time is a lovely time to gather collections of stories, short stories and anthologies that have been published to kind of comfort and entertain us at this time of year. So these I have collected over the years, as many of you will have done with yours. First up, I'm going to just do it in the order that I've got them stacked here. So first up is an Everyman's Pocket Classics Christmas Stories. Now I can see that I bought this from the charity shop and it was £1.99 penciled in there. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but I obviously felt compelled to pick this one up. I do get quite fussy about kind of sort of what is in the anthologies and what kind of speaks to me, but in this particular Christmas Stories anthology we have authors such as Arthur Conan Doyle, The Blue Carbuncle. We have Charles Dickens, The Story of the Goblins Who Stole a Sexton, from the Pickwick Papers. We have Truman Capote, A Christmas Memory. Didn't realise he'd written any Christmas stories. We have Alice Munro, The Turkey Season. So I love the fact that you can dip in and out of anthologies. Give me a thumbs up if you agree as well, because you can just go to the ones that are sort of attracting you the most, and then you can obviously bypass the ones that are kind of least grabbing you. But this is an extremely cute cover, if we're going to talk about cover jacket designs, and it's got a lovely robin on the front. So that is just absolutely kind of, when you conjure up a UK Christmas here, you think of snow, you think of robins, and that's just gorgeous. So that's the first one there. The next 2 are related, and I can't remember the order that I have been given these in. I do remember the lovely folk at Vintage did actually send me this anthology, which is An Italian Christmas, and I think this is just a charming idea and lovely to see. And it says Festive Tales for La Dolce Vita. I mean, look how stunning that cover design is. And this is a collection, as you are not surprised, of short stories, all inspired and written by Italian writers. So none of these I'm actually familiar with, but again, I would love to be able to dip in to some of these stories. There is one specifically called Christmas Eve, so that might be a lovely read for me in next week. I can't believe it's Christmas next week. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with any of these writers on here. We have Giovanni Boccaccio, Natalia Ginsberg, Giovanni Verga, Anna Maria Orteza. So that would be wonderful to see how other cultures and nationalities celebrate and experience Christmas time. So that's An Italian Christmas. Next, as I sort of showed you a few minutes ago, I have A Scandinavian Christmas. I feel like this was, I definitely bought this one myself, and I feel like this is a little bit older. I've got a feeling I bought this when I was in Australia, but that's beside the point. It says Festive Tales for a Nordic Noel. And when we think of true kind of Christmas scenes in terms of Nordic spruce and trees and landscape, some of your minds might go up to the Nordic countries, and so this is just lovely to have, and just again another gorgeously intricate and colourful jacket there. And this book has stories including The Fir Tree by Hans Christian Andersen from Denmark. Now, we're familiar when we were growing up, probably many of us, with Hans Christian Andersen. We have Round the Yule Log by Peter Christian I can't even say that, I'm really sorry, Asbjornsen, Norway. We have The Little Match Girl, that's another Hans Christian Andersen. We have The Holy Night by Selma Lagerlöf, Sweden. So that is lovely to see that they have considered the different Nordic countries. And again, most of these short stories are probably around 20-30 pages each. They are really not very long. So it's a busy time of year for all of us, but if you want to just sort of dive into a whole different kind of festive world, then these are just brilliant in providing that for you. So that is a Scandinavian Christmas. And then I have, last in this bunch, a literary Christmas and anthology. Now, I bought this from a charity shop in one of my local neighbourhoods in the last couple of years, I would say, because I can see I bought it. Can you see that, for £2? I like keeping the stickers on to remind me where I got them from and how much for. Any of you are sort of like that out there as well, or do you take the stickers off straight away once you've bought them? I saw this and it absolutely kind of jumped into my hand, because you can see down here it is a British Library publication and anthology, and this is just beautifully, it hasn't got a sleeve, but it's just got the gold lettering there. It's hardback, lovely size, and it is colour illustrations inside. So I've jumped right to From a Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Let's have a look at what else is in there. We have a story here called The Mistletoe Bough by Thomas Haynes Bailey. What else do we have when I'm randomly flicking through this? We have, okay, we have G.K. Chesterton, The Truce of Christmas. That is a powerful piece of writing about wartime and conflict. So not the coziest of writings in here, some traditional from the sort of the decades and the generations past, but I like how it divides it into Before Christmas, the Nativity, Christmas Day, Christmas Fair, Christmas at War, A Child's Christmas, Seasonal Snow and Ice, and New Year. So it kind of takes you through the whole festive period, really, and that's just a gorgeous anthology I'm really happy to own. I've just given a sneak peek to the story that I'm about to show you. So we've gone through anthologies. The second kind of group in my head of festive fiction is Christmas classics. And the one that I have on my bookshelf that I'm going to chat about is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Now, this is loved the world over. It was first published in 1843 by Charles Dickens, and it has had many different publications and editions since that time. It has been celebrated through stage adaptations and movie interpretations too. I have to say, as a little girl growing up, my favourite movie of the time was A Muppet's Christmas Carol, which is a fun take on this very sort of Victorian classic. And I do own a couple of copies of this. This is just the one that was, like I said, nearest on my Christmas bookshelf. And this is a Capuchin classic. and it's years old now, but I want to keep it in very good condition. And it's a really simple, it's not embellished, it's not massively colourful, it's just a simple classic edition in terms of just the font, just the text and the copy to enjoy the story. So no trimmings on this particular edition. But A Christmas Carol has lots of kind of moral messages in it, doesn't it? With Ebenezer Scrooge and what he learns about himself, and the ghosts that he meets, and the poverty that was around, and the importance of goodwill and cheer and looking after your fellow man. So this book will always have a special place on my Christmas bookshelf. The other edition I have is a beautiful big, I think it's like a folio edition, a colour edition, and I wish I could find it, but I wasn't that well prepared. So you can just picture that in your mind. If I find it, I will feature it on another festive video before the month is out. So keep an eye to see if I do actually find it. Is it probably somewhere safe? Any of you put your special editions and your sort of favourite editions somewhere safe and then you can't find them? Yeah, that's me right now. So that is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The third type of festive fiction I thought I would chat to you about is kind of magical fantasy type fiction, and I have on my shelf, which I'm yet to read, is The Eye of the Reindeer by Eva Weaver, and it says sometimes it takes a lifetime to find your way home. Now, I think with Christmas time and the festive period, it is a time of reflection for many. You might be kind of thinking through the year that's just passed, or the culmination of thoughts and feelings up to that very point. And I think that it gives us real space in terms of fiction to enjoy what is possible. We have obviously tales of Father Christmas. We have tales of reindeer going through the sky. We have Father Christmas coming down the chimney, and kind of that sense of magic and wonder and awe. So I think fantasy and magical kind of elements of Christmas writing really appeal to us as adults, as well as obviously children and young people as well. So this particular book, it sounds like it centres on Ritva, and it says shortly after her 16th birthday, Ritva is sent away to Saili, a remote island to the south of Finland, a former leper colony. Saili is now home to hopeless cases, women who have been cast out from society, but Ritva can't understand why her father has allowed her to be taken to this desolate place, and she longs to be reunited with her little sister. Oh, that sounds quite drastic and quite dark. I was not thinking it was going to be that heavy and that dense. But it says hope arrives in the form of Marta, a headstrong girl who is a Sami maybe, and who reminds Ritva of her lost mother and her tales of Vaja, the reindeer, the stolen sealskin, and of a sacred drum hidden long ago. Okay, it sounds like there are journeys, there's different lands to explore, and it says in search of healing and forgiveness. So make of that what you will. I was gifted this a couple of Christmases ago, I think, published by Orion Books. And again, I love how it's got the kind of the Nordic traditional kind of symbolism and icons there, but the fact that it's yellow and red is very different. For Christmas, it's kind of traditionally the whites, the reds, the greens, the golds, maybe the blue for the nighttime sky. But this is very eye-catching in itself. So let me know if this has kind of, if you've spotted this one, The Eye of the Reindeer, and if you've read it. And please only leave me comments if you've enjoyed it. Don't really want to destroy my hope for this book, but there you go. That is just kind of a magical fantasy Nordic tale there. So last up, in terms of my 4 chunks of festive fiction, is my favourite genre is sort of murder mystery and crime. So without further ado, let's just go straight into them, into the order that they are here on my pile. So first up is Murder in the Snow, a Cotswold Christmas mystery, Gladys Mitchell. Now, I've owned this for a few years now, at least the last 2 Christmases, 3 Christmases, because I remember this being in my previous house. So, pardon me. What is this one all about? It is published first off by Vintage Murder Mysteries, and it says Mrs. Bradley, sharp-eyed detective and celebrated psychiatrist, has decided to spend Christmas with her nephew at his beautiful house in the Cotswolds. It isn't long before a mystery unfolds. There are strange events occurring in the nearby wood, and local villagers are receiving anonymous threatening letters. Then the snow begins to fall and a body is discovered. Now, I am immediately drawn in to this kind of village scene. You have snow falling, you have the beautiful trees, and you think it's picture postcard perfect, but actually what lies beneath, what is behind people's front doors. So at this time of year, I don't know about you, but I absolutely lean towards murder mysteries that are set at this time of year. Now, this book was published in, oh, it looks like 1950. Okay, so many decades ago. So the writing style will probably reflect that. And it's not too long at all. I feel like it's a couple of hundred pages, 220. And I'm keen to read festive fiction that isn't just obviously contemporary and current, but from writers that are probably no longer with us, like Gladys. So that is the first one I have on my kind of crime pile. Next, and I've kept this price sticker on, and this is on the front this time. This is The Night Before Christmas by Alex Pine. I keep seeing these a lot in shops, and this was a charity buy, and the spine isn't cracked. I don't even think it's been read. I picked it up for £2, as you can see on there. And what's this one all about? It says, when 4 trail hunters go missing in the fells of Cumbria on Christmas Eve. I feel like this would be a perfect Christmas Eve read in that regard. The race is on to find them before nightfall, when the temperature plummets. After hours of searching, the first body is found, not frozen in the snow, but brutally murdered and bearing a warning: the real hunt has begun. Now, this really plays into, in my mind, the kind of the isolation that the festive and Christmas weather can bring. Sometimes we can be snowed in. The roads are treacherous around where we live, with black ice and icy conditions. And you do have people out in the elements, and obviously there is murder afoot, and it sounds like there's going to be more than one, with the real hunt has begun. It feels like people are being hunted down. They're vulnerable in that way, like I said, physically, because they're outdoors and exposed. And it says, a snowstorm descends, 3 lives hang in the balance, but can the killer be caught before the trail goes cold? This sounds, I really want to get to this one. I don't know if I will this particular Christmas. I'm going to do my absolute best, because I do have my December TBR set, like a lot of you out there. But yes, let me know if you've read any of Alex Pine. Does he only write festive tales? It looks like yes. On the back it says the winter killer and the killer in the snow. So I'm keen to get to one of Alex's books. So that is The Night Before Christmas. We are jumping back to kind of vintage Christmas fiction. This is Another Little Christmas Murder by Lorna Nicole Morgan. And this is published by Sphere. This was 99p from Oxfam. Don't know if you can see that. Absolute bargain. Not been read at all, because I am fussy about cracked spines. Won't buy cracked spines. I'm sorry, that's just my cut off, my absolute limit. This says, first published in 1947, Another Little Christmas Murder is a fast-moving tale of mystery and suspense, perfect for a cold winter's night. And it looks like it says, when Dilys Hughes finds herself snowbound in the middle of a bleak and lonely stretch of Yorkshire, she has no option but to accept help from passing motorist Inigo Brown, who is on his way to visit his uncle. And then they arrive at his uncle's remote country house. The couple encounters a less than warm welcome from Inigo's new young aunt Teresa. Why is she reluctant to let Inigo see his uncle, and is he really as ill as they are told? I won't go any further than that, but again, we have a beautiful country house out in the sticks, out in the snow, and it looks like it should be cozy and inviting, but all is not well once you knock the door and go inside. So when I said it was first published 1947, I love that it's lilac on the back, but not the easiest to read. And I love that you've kind of got the red winter berries there. So again, this should go with this one, really. I haven't read either of these, but I do want to. So I've kept them on my shelves. I've not passed them on. I've not sold them. I've not donated them to charity. So I must get to these. And then on to the last two murdery, Christmassy crime titles. We have MC Beaton, A Highland Christmas. Now this is a Diddy short book. And I've never read any of MC Beaton, which is why I bought this one. I think earlier this year. This is quite a new buy for me. I love the fact it was purple. Purple's my favourite colour. Really simple cover design here. And it says, in dark wintry locked up, I'm not sure if you say that, if I've said that right, Christmas cheer is about as welcome as a flat tire on a deserted road. The Calvinist element in town has always resisted what they view as secular frivolity. For most folk, there'll be no carols, feasting, gifts, or even whiskey on Christmas Day. And for PC Hamish Macbeth, there's no holiday from crime. He finds himself hunting for a missing cat belonging to a lonely spinster. Curt and unfriendly, the woman is convinced her pet has been stolen, but once behind her heavily bolted door, Hamish can spot her true problem. She lives in fear, though of who or what he cannot guess. Now that sounds unlike anything I've ever read in terms of festive stories before. It looks like it's an incredibly short book. The text is quite large in this one. It has got black and white illustrations. I don't know if that's just at the front of the book. It is just at the front of the book. This feels like it would be a one sitting read. It's around 140 pages. And as I said, I've never read any of MC Beaton, and I wanted to change that. PC Hamish Macbeth is incredibly well known in terms of a fictional character here in the UK, especially in Scotland. It has been turned into much loved TV series, and these books are still adored by many. I think this was written in 1999 from what I can work out, and the Hamish Macbeth series here is absolutely vast. So that is A Highland Christmas by MC Beaton. Let me know if you've read any of MC Beaton, what you think, and if you've read this one, what your thoughts are too. Hopefully that will sound that will be a lot of fun, a short read like I said, and yeah, it'll get me reading MC Beaton. But there you go, there's that one. And then last but by absolute no means least, I have a beautiful edition of The Mistletoe Murder and Other Stories by P.D. James. I've owned this one a few years by now. This is published by Faber, and it says it's got a foreword by Val McDermid. Let me have a look through here because I wanted to know the cover design. Does it say the cover design? Yes, jacket illustration by Angela Harding. This to me just jumped out as Angela's signature style, which is just beautiful, and it is Angela who's illustrated this cover design. On the inside, the actual book itself, I'm guessing it's a grey colour with red lettering. But what is in here? What do we have before us? We have, it looks like, 4 Christmas stories: The Mistletoe Murder, A Very Commonplace Murder, The Boxdale Inheritance, and The 12 Clues of Christmas. Each, I'm guessing, 30 to 40 pages long each. This edition was published in 2016 by Faber, as I mentioned, and the individual stories published 1969, 1979, 1996, and 1995, I think, if I've catalogued that right, reading the very small print there. And again, I can see this was a charity buy. It's Oxfam, 99p. So no wonder this came home with me. Beautiful. It's in really good condition. And again, this is just, in my mind, well, you can just picture me with a cozy blanket, a cup of something warm like hot chocolate, or a nice cup of tea, Earl Grey for me with milk. Sorry, I know that is not the traditional way you should drink Earl Grey. But maybe a lemon and ginger, maybe a festive apple tea, whatever takes your fancy at this time of year. But this is one that I would absolutely like to read as well. P.D. James, massively admired as an author. It's really sad she is no longer with us. But what a beautiful, beautiful book, kind of encasing her short stories. So there you go. I have gone through probably about a dozen or so titles here, ranging across a few different areas of festive fiction. I hope you have enjoyed this week's video. I've had a lot of fun chatting through these titles with you. Christmas is a lovely time of year for those who celebrate. I know it can be a really tough time for many people out there, but even if you're not feeling festive or celebrating Christmas per se, I hope that you can enjoy some downtime, some go slow time, and just have some peaceful and quiet reading time, because that's never a bad thing, is it, in our lives when they're so busy. So for those of you who have watched my channel for a while now, big thank you. If you have liked this video, please give me the thumbs up. It helps my video go out further to people out there. And if you are curious to watch some more content from me, why not hit the subscribe button so you can come back to my channel and find me easily, and even hit the notification bell so when every new video goes up from me, which is usually every Monday at 6 p.m. GMT, you will be you won't miss it. You will be one of the first to watch it probably. So as I said, I do a call out in each video to let me know that you're out there watching. And I think in honor of this festive time, this Christmas time, pick a winter festive Christmas emoji of your choice and leave it in the comments. Let me know if any of these particular areas of festive fiction appeal to you. Are there any particular short stories that you've read that you can recommend to me from any of these books, or books that I haven't yet discovered? I would love to know, because a festive short story is always great, because many of us are short for time and can't dive in to full kind of novels at this time of year, which is why I'm a fan of these much shorter tales as well. But there you go. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all got a great read on the go at the moment. I am at risk of DNFing my current read, which is Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patty Callahan Henry. I'm just not enjoying it. It's just not moving on fast enough for me. It's a little bit odd in terms of the writing style. I'm just not gelling with it. So I think I might ditch it and go on to my next December TBR read. So yeah, there we go. That's kind of my situation at the moment. But I shall sign off here. Please keep well, and I shall see you in next week's video. Bye.